Question 1. Firstly, Professor, could you please briefly introduce yourself and the main research work of your research group?
My name is Federico Bella. I am an industrial chemist, studied in the university in Torino, in Italy. And then I continue with a PhD in electronic device at the Italian Institute of Technology. And then I established as a professor at Politecnico in 2020. And I work in the electrochemistry research group in Politecnico di Torino. It's a quite a big group with main research areas, which are batteries, solar cells, and supercapacitors.
Question 2. As the newly appointed Associate Editor of Energy Materials, what are your expectations for this journal? What criteria will be used in selecting manuscripts?
Now, energy topics and energy materials have become a really hot topic in the literature. So it's very good that journal like this gives space to this very relevant topic, also because the world is going towards an ecological and an energy transition, and we need new materials to carry out this. And I really appreciate in this journal to open new areas, for example, post-lithium batteries and integrated energy devices. And I have already read many papers in the former issues of the journal. And as far as I know, the journal seems very promising. The topics are cutting edge. And I really hope that this journal will be successful in this direction. And also I will hope that the publisher or AI publishing ENC will make editorial to participate to conferences, because I want that the scientific community knows energy materials very well.
Question 3. You were previously invited to serve as the guest editor to organize a special issue on potassium-ion batteries in our journal. Could you please discuss the advantages of potassium-ion batteries in the current battery field?
And potassium batteries are a sort of post-lithium batteries, so rechargeable systems where you do not use critical raw materials. So you do not use the lithium, which is now quite expensive and quite rare. You do not use other heavy metals like cobalt. You just use potassium as a metal, which is very abundant and cheap. And another big advantage of potassium is that it has an electrochemical potential which is very close to lithium. So the performance are not so different. There is no energy loss like in the case of sodium. And also the potassium ion, which is the main character of this battery, moves very fast. And so you can move this ion in the electrolyte very effectively, and the electrolytes are quite performant. So I guess that this technology for large-scale storage of, for example, photovoltaic energy or wind power can be very successful.
Question 4. Where do you think are the bottlenecks and prospects for the industrialization of potassium-ion batteries?
As a matter of fact, the device of a potassium-ion battery is the same of a lithium-ion battery. So if we are now very able to produce lithium-ion batteries by gigafactories, we can do the same also with potassium. So I don't see big bottlenecks at device level. What I see is that potassium technologies are conceived to work coupled with renewable power generation. So the big bottleneck will be that of taking these very big batteries and to place everywhere where we have renewables. So on the top of buildings, on the highways, on city areas. And it will be important that government will understand that storing this energy, which is produced for free from sunlight or from wind, is very important, and we must make this attempt to integrate photovoltaics wind with potassium-ion batteries.
Question 5. Apart from research, what other interests or hobbies do you have?
As a scientist, I am used to travel a lot for conferences, for projects with other partners, and also to visit companies. And this is something where I think to be very lucky, because one of my big interests is to see new places, to understand cultures, and to enjoy a lot, for example, sports, which are typical of this country. So as a professor who travels a lot from the top North America until to the Southeast, last year I was in Indonesia, for example, I really like to meet new people and to see new places in the world, because I guess this is one of the best things we can do in our free time, and I will continue to do that as much as we can.